I'm Bob, and I'm an alumni of the Betty Ford Center. And I graduated, so to speak, in July of 1991. I wouldn't begin to know how to say, if there was one thing in my life that's changed, I would say it was everything. And, you know, I know that I never have to do it alone. And I know that there's people that have an honest concern for my well-being that will give me an honest answer about what I need to be doing. A couple of things that were paramount in my recovery that happened. One was I heard Dr. James West speak, and I got to meet him, and I had this overwhelming feeling that he knew what he was talking about, that he cared about me. And I thought, if I'm ever going to listen to anyone about this disease, here's a good place to start. And I don't think I've ever let go that way and listened to anyone before that time. And I think that that was the beginning of my recovery, probably that day. The other thing that happened was the next day, my wife, who wasn't speaking to me when I walked into Firestone Hall because I was paged, was standing here and told me that my brother, who was my business partner, had run over my 16-year-old daughter that was the love of my life and killed her. I was 15 days sober, and I just received a plastic chip for 15 days, and on it said, "We care." I didn't know what to do. I remember walking in the Serenity room and praying, basically, and saying, "God, you know, I don't know what to do. I need help." I flew home, buried my daughter. I was planning on staying home. I remember my counselor, Louis, said, "Don't worry, if you drink, come back and we can start again." My wife, who didn't want me there, told me that she thought it was a good idea for me to go back to treatment. My son was about 12 at the time, and he said he wanted me to go back to, he didn't want me around either. And I called my father-in-law and said, "Would you take me back to the desert?" And he said, "Sure." And that afternoon, I was back in treatment, and I hadn't drank. And I remember that Louis came over to me, and what he said was, "I don't have any words to tell you anything. I don't know what to tell you." He said, "I'm so happy that you're here." And he said, "I can tell you that I love you with all my heart." And he just hugged me, and he said he loved me. And, you know, I believe that's the most important part of the recovery process. And I don't think that anybody could have told me any words that day. But that's what happened to me at the Betty Ford Center. And it's been a long time. I hadn't had a drink, and my life's improved in a lot of ways.